muziki wa dansi. Hello, I'm Georges Collinet. Join me for the latest dance hits from Tanzania and an exclusive report on the Taarab War in Dar es Salaam. Next time on Afropop Worldwide from National Public Radio.
Wednesday night at midnight on WNYC FM 93.9.
This is Around New York. I'm Steve Sullivan. Ray Santos has worked for the past 40 years in the Latin music business with some of the biggest names in that business. But recently, he's gotten a much wider audience through the music he's worked on in the movie The Mambo Kings and the subsequent album he did with Linda Ronstadt called Frenesy. For the first, he won an Academy Award nomination. For the second, a Grammy Award. Ray Santos has brought by his 17-piece band, which he subtitles the Caribbean Music Experience, to play for you on the show today. Ray Santos is my guest in this hour of Around New York. Here is Ray Santos and his orchestra and the Caribbean Music Experience. Ray Santos and his orchestra and his Caribbean music experience, and there he played a tune called EGC by Charlie Palmieri, and Rich Frank was the tenor sax soloist, and Ray Santos, I think, will find his way around. Ray Santos.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you.
How are you? Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you.
We forgot how much fun it was going to sound like when you finally got here, but getting 17 people here was quite a feat, and thank you for bringing everybody in. Your bio starts by saying, for years, Ray Santos has been one of Latin music's best-kept secrets, but you worked with some of the biggest people in the business for 40 years. How much of a secret were you in the Latin
Well,
music
I was
business?
very fortunate. In the 1950s, I was able to work with Noro Morales, Machito and his Afro-Cubans, Tito Rodriguez, and Tito Puente. So I got pretty good experience there.
Yeah, a lot. And you're very modest about your own sax playing, but you were a great tenor sax player. Do you still play?
I retired
You did?
from saxophone playing.
Was it hard to do?
Not really.
Because you were a great player.
Thank you.
You were on Machito's landmark album called Kenya.
I was on the Kenya album.
And
yes, yeah.
did you arrange at all in that album?
Yes, I did a Chano Pozo tune called Tintindeo
Right.
on that tune.
And who did the other arrangements on it?
That was Rene Hernandez and A.K. Salam.
Because you made your name not only playing with these bands, but arranging for them.
Arranging, yes.
Let's back up and find out a little bit about your background. You were born?
I was born here in New York City.
You were. And studied in high school? Studied music?
I went to Harran High School over on 59th Street, which is John Jay College now. And after graduating from high school, I was lucky enough to get into Juilliard School of Music. I attended there for 4 years, and then I went on into the field to work.
I'll bet it wasn't luck that got you into Juilliard.
Well, a lot of practice.
A lot of talent.
Yeah.
What was your major at Juilliard?
Saxophone.
Tenor.
Alto saxophone.
Alto saxophone.
Yeah.
And you didn't study jazz there?
No, they don't really teach jazz at
Right.
Juilliard.
So you were
It's
classical?
Strictly
alto
academic classical saxophone.
So tell the story about 1948 and Symphony Sid on the radio.
Oh yes, my introduction to this mixture of jazz with the Afro-Cuban rhythms. It was maybe 2 in the morning. I was listening to the radio in bed, and I heard Symphony Sid say, "Now here's Machito with Charlie Parker as a soloist," and to me, I couldn't visualize orally exactly what that combination would be like, because I have never heard of anything like that, a major jazz soloist soloing with an Afro-Cuban rhythm section. And as soon as I heard that, I think the piece was called Manguito Mangue. As soon as I heard that, I knew that was the path that I wanted to take as far as music was concerned.
And were you at Juilliard yet?
Yes.
You were in
Just
Juilliard.
had started.
Yeah.
Just had started, yeah.
So when you got out, how did you get into Latin music?
Noro Morales was, we're going to play one of his tunes later on. He gave me an audition, and he asked me to come in with the band as an arranger saxophone player, and that's how I got started playing with Latin orchestras.
And how long did you stay with Noro Morales?
Noro, I stayed with around 3 years. 3 years with Noro Morales, yeah.
And when did you start arranging? With him?
Yeah, I was already, I got a good start with him.
Why was the 50s and the I don't know how much of the 40s, but the 50s particularly we associate with Latin music and mambo, and everybody was dancing it. Why was it so popular then, and what's happened to it since?
Well, the mambo was the perfect rhythm for a jazz soloist to do their improvisations. It was the Cuban approach to jazz, the mambo. So all these major jazz solos like Dizzy Gillespie, Charlie Parker, Dexter Gordon, they all found that they really felt well soloing over these Afro-Cuban rhythms. So there was a whole style of music created throughout the 50s, and then the dancers had a terrific rapport with the orchestras. As soon as the musicians used to see these dancers really getting excited out there on the dance floor, well, it would kind of raise the the tension in the band, the energy level of the orchestra itself, and this energy would go back and forth between the dancers and the bandstand, and really made sort of exciting music.
And a lot of jazz players, mainstream jazz players, played in Latin music.
Right.
Didn't Buddy Rich play?
Buddy Rich recorded an Afro-Cuban jazz suite with Machito.
Right,
yes.
and Bird did, Charlie Parker.
Yes. Flip Phillips.
Yeah. Do something else, will you?
Okay.
You got all these guys here. What are you going to do? Are you going to do a couple?
Yeah, we're going to do Yuki Yu, and
this is yours?
yes, an original
Does Yuki
composition.
Yu have any significance?
It's the original Indian name of a famous beach in Puerto Rico.
Really?
It's called Luquillo Beach, but the original Indian name was Yuki Yu.
And then you're going to do
Ponce.
Noro Morales.
Ponce by Nora Morales.
Ponce, okay.
Okay, thank you.
Here he is with his orchestra, Ray Santos, and his orchestra, the Caribbean Music Experience, doing tunes of his own pen called Yuki Yu and Ponce by Noro Morales. Here they are, Ray Santos and his orchestra.